Yes, or everywhere?
Well, no, the XPO is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's global.
Okay.
So yeah, if he's interested in doing last mile, because that's what I do is last mile, and or
You know what?
LTL.
T,
Yeah,
well, we're live now. Hi, everybody. So what I could do is that when we get off, or if you want, can you text Tommy your information and then
of
I'll
course.
get it to Scott? He's a great guy. I mean,
Mhm.
he's a really good guy, and I think he just needs help up. It's
I
just
will definitely by all
yeah,
means.
that'd be cool. T, what are you doing? You on, buddy? I feel like Larry King. Cleveland, you're on. How are you?
This is gonna
you
be
know,
Okay,
fun.
guys. All right, so we're live. Okay.
Hi.
Hey
we're
everybody, how
live.
you doing? All right.
Hey,
Hello.
everybody.
I got
We're
well,
like the
we
Oak
got
Ridge Boys, for
Edgar.
God's
We got
sake. We got
Edgar
the
on.
base over there
Edgar
with
is
Edgar.
in. Um and
I'm out
Edgar
of
is
Edison right now.
on. So now last night, remember folks, we were talking about anxiety, and I actually was trying to reach out to Edgar. We have a member of the chat and the channel who had suggested that I reach out to Edgar, and I'm glad that we got him. Edgar is an extraordinary person, and he's also has an award-winning voice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Doggone it. Another one of my dreams gone. There he is, folks. Edgar. So listen, Edgar. So you're in the city?
I'm in Jersey City.
You're in Jersey City, okay.
Jersey City, New
Remember,
York.
have you been there for a long time?
I've been here now going on 5 years, but I was born and raised in Queens, New York.
Oh, okay, in Queens. Okay, cool.
Yeah, New York City boy.
All right. Well, it's great having you on.
And what part of
Thank you for
Queens?
having me on.
Right off of Metropolitan? I used to go over on
No, East
Metropolitan.
Elmhurst, over by LaGuardia Airport.
Oh, nice. Okay. Very cool. Very, very cool.
By
We
St. John?
we should start a trio singing group because, we got the bass, then the lower bass, and then you got the basement right there with you. You should do voiceovers. Why don't you do? Have you ever thought of doing voiceovers?
Very much so. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
been.
you could be like, forget it. You're like Barry White. What the hell's going on over here? This is
Thank
like
you.
crazy. My voice used to get deep, and then it's funny. Growing up, my youngest cousin, my little cousin Adam Feinberg, who's an award-winning doctor for Carnegie Mellon, he's creating artificial hearts, like out of three-dimensional. He's like all over the world. His voice is like yours, except like I think it may be even deeper, and it's just
Wow.
like he stops a train. I mean, it's just like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, what? You're 16. What happened to you? It's like now he's 40 something. He's like 43 years old. But it was just like, hey, Michael. And I'm like, who are you? I don't know. We're having a babysitting you. So anyway. All
I'm
right,
back,
Tay. I know I'm getting on a tangent.
Thanks.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, look, man.
Hey, man.
So as I said, Mike and I grew up together, so I know that guy. Listen, so I just wanted to say, so last night we were talking about anxiety. Anxiety. Edgar, we had a brief conversation. We got a chance to introduce and talk a little bit behind the scenes. But what is it that you can add to, or what kind of takeaways? First of all, what's your stance on anxiety? Let me just say that. Leave it wide open. We missed you last.
It's depending on the anxieties happen for one reason. From what my experience is that you're scared of a future, an unknown future, and the outcome. For whatever reason, that fear has been set is personal. It could be for many hosts of reasons as to why the fear of the unknown is giving you that stress. What I've come to learn through planning, a lot of self-awareness. How do I, and why am I reacting to this experience that hasn't happened yet in a negative way or in a way that scares me? And really look at it. It could be a host of things that maybe you aren't even aware of, that somebody, somewhere, something imposed upon you as a child, as in a vulnerable state, that now continues to fester inside of you as to you're not good enough, or you're not smart enough, or I don't know how I'm going to handle this, or I will fail at this. A lot of times where I feel a lot of us are scared of is how we are perceived. Failure is part of life. And in a social setting, yeah, guess what? Some people aren't going to like you, and that's okay. You know, not everybody has to be liked, and not everybody's going to like you. And what I feel is most important is, and where I feel a lot of us, especially myself at one time, we're worried about how that perception is going to be. Like, what are they going to think of myself at one time?
Sorry.
How does, we're worried about how I'm not going to be liked because X, or I'm not going to be liked because Y, or I'm too this, or I'm not enough that. But if you just say, hey world, this is who I am, and you're going to like me or not, and that's okay either way, it kind of takes away the sting from that social anxiety that a lot of us have.
Yeah, true. Kind of you disarm the universe with your humbleness and the organicness of yourself, of your interpretation of yourself, more or less. I mean,
yeah.
This is who I am. It's like, ready or not, world, here I am.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Like I have my a 9-year-old, and she's a very strong personality. And I told her, I don't want you to change your personality. I want you to be who you are. But be aware that your personality may not be well received by a lot of people. And that's okay. Because those people who don't receive you don't need to be in your life.
That's it.
And you don't have to force yourself on somebody else to be liked or be part of a group, right, or this group, right? It doesn't have to be this group. It could be any group. And sometimes we need to find our own space. And then just allow a group to come to us.
It takes a long time to get there, doesn't it? Some people get it right away. Some people don't. If we look in retrospect, hi Gia, how are you? Nice to see you. And hi, I'm saying, you look back on, high school and those formidable years, and, even younger, you have an 8-year-old, I have 10.5-year-old twin boys, and, the thing is that you just be who you are. And, we see all of everything, and we're able to have insight on it. As someone who's a little bit older, I mean, I'm going to be 54 in March. So I've got, by the time they graduate, I'm going to be 162 with a catheter on my backside. It's crazy. So it's like, I'm just, but you have all this wisdom, and it's really just experience. It's all of this. All right, well, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. Forget about it. You're going to kill it. It's going to be great. And, you diffuse it, and then they're still going to go through what they're going to go through. And, but just be who you are. And if you don't, the old adage, don't let the door hit you on your backside on the way out, see you later. I love you. I don't need you. All I need is me, and knowing that I'm happy and fulfilled and I'm doing my very best that I can do in life. That's it. And not everybody's equal, but if you're doing your best, that is equal, actually. So you want to align yourself with those individuals, and they either accept you or they don't. If they don't, say no big deal. No biggie. No hard feelings, no nothing. Just keep on moving, and that's it. It's happened to everybody. 100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I mean,
like
we've all gone through it. We've all gone through those awkward stages, Like, did you see Good Boys? Did anybody see Good Boys? The movie? It's hilarious. It's a young 11, 12-year-olds that are going through youth and coming into their own element. Mm-hmm. And you just got to watch it. It's one of the funniest movies out there, but it's just a really great example of, hey, we all go through it. We all want to be the pressure of being in the crowd and being one of the cool guys or being accepted or what have you on both avenues. And it's like, at the end of the day, they realize that, what, we are who we are. That's it. Love us or don't. So It's, that's that. All right. Be respectful, Rachel. Wendy will be back as soon as she gives something. Yeah.
So last night, Edgar, we had a full-blown conversation about the anxiety. We also had another person on the panel, Hope. She may be up at some point. I'm not too sure. our topic this evening, folks, is moving on after your spouse or mate has
Or
either
loved
passed or a loved one has either passed on, or just moving on after a relationship. Could have been a salty relationship, could have been an amicable relationship that just, took a turn for whatever reason, but just moving on, moving forward. I get emails all the time about, people who have once been married and have found themselves kind of, in the middle age and trying to figure life out all over again. And so I wanted to try to have a content that could speak to those people. And, we're not professionals with it, but we're human. And, I've been, and, we all know somebody. And so we just want to kind of push around a conversation that can maybe soothe some of the emptiness in people's hearts, and also maybe, give direction, not advise, but just kind of support one another, and maybe push around some thoughts on how to move forward. So that's our conversation. That's our content for this evening. I'm going to go ahead and lay a link down in the chat box. So if anybody cares to, come up and chat for a moment, then you feel welcome to come on up. And in the meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and engage and talk about that stuff.
Well, I definitely would love to speak on my experience.
Yes.
With respects to that, especially, as you said, in middle age, when you find yourself single and having come out of a pretty volatile relationship prior to meeting my current lady, who was just a dream come true. I said to myself, that's it, I'm done. I'm going to be a bachelor for the rest of my life, get a dog, and just live a happy single man's life for as long as I could. And through all of the failed relationships or ended relationships, depending on how you want to see it, right? Mm-hmm. They could be successful relationships, even though they have ended because they taught you something, or you've grown from them, or something positive stays with you out of that relationship and that could mean so many things for so many people, right? And just understanding that who you are, that and then doesn't define who you're going to be. Mm-hmm. And that relationship that you felt was the one that now has ended could be the one that actually gives you the opportunity and catapults you into the positive, great new relationship, because you've discovered so much about yourself. Let's say about what you will put up with, what you won't put up with, what is a red flag, and what you won't tolerate, or what you would want more of, because X person was fantastic in one aspect, but it wasn't providing you the wholeness that you needed in the other aspect. And at the same time, also giving you the opportunity to reflect on you. Because I feel there's the saying, this is my better half, or we're half of a whole. I feel you need to really be a whole person, or the most whole, right? Because we're all evolving, we're all still growing. But you have to be as whole as possible to you and to everyone around you, to bring the best self to that relationship. If you're still lacking in who you find yourself to be regarding self-love, self-worth, self-esteem, all of the selves, right, the listed selves, it's hard to have a solid relationship because you yourself feel, I don't know, unsettled in your own self.
Mm-hmm.
True. 1,000% true.
Yeah, I can dig it. What so also there's the age factor. I mean, a lot of times, like 50s, your tolerance is a little lower. Expectations can be toiled with over time. Do I need this? This is supposed to be the time of, I guess, in the hot rod car, and let me wow, I gotta have something to ground me to my youth and whatever have you. But so I'm thinking, as married, but is there a different perspective you think based on the era in which you're single and looking now and trying to move forward? You think that moving forward at 40 something after dealing with the loss is different from dealing with the loss at 50 something?
Well, my current relationship started when I was in my 40s, and now I'm into my 50s. And the growth that I've had within this relationship has been phenomenal. I'm truly blessed with a fantastic, supportive partner. She accepts me for me, and she loves me with all the quirky craziness, and vice versa. So we established something very early on, which we have a great meeting story there, where we kind of put all the dirt out immediately, because we didn't expect to see each other after that night. In fact, that's kind of the thing. Yeah, so we just like put all the dirt out, and after you do that level of honesty with somebody in like the first 15 minutes of meeting them, it's only up, right? Because it's like, here's the worst of me. Here's all the skeletons, here's all the crap, here's all the stigmas, and you still want to like hang out. Okay, great. And we went on from there. True. And that was a very fortunate event. I didn't bring the representative. I wasn't trying to be my best self. It was just being, like we said earlier about the anxiety, being you and being your authentic self. And learning what that is. That's something that I feel time has provided me experience. Life, as you said, in your 40s and 50s, you should get a better grasp of who you are, or have a better grasp of who you are. Not everybody, not all of us do, of course, but I happen to be fortunate enough where I experienced a lot of personal growth over the course of the last few years.
So was the pandemic, it was in effect when you had met your current
No, we met going on 6 years ago.
Oh, okay, all right. Pandemic, how is it affecting people? I mean, is it what's going on with dating now? I'm trying to find out. Come on, chat, let's get some answers. Trying to generate this conversation now. Wendy's doing good. Everything is fine. I know we have some people in here camping out, trying to find out the latest. Truly, if things were any different, you would either not be seeing me right now, or you'd be hearing me say, folks, I don't know. Yeah, but everything is good. Everything is on course. Just be patient. But in the meanwhile, you have a channel right here. You have some content. Why not play a part? Yeah, man. It's kind of heavy with this, pandemic. It's difficult. You have people that were never to themselves, and they become quite recluse. You have, older gentlemen and women who are become that person living in the shoe, home, quarantining, maybe over managing their time spent out in the public, and just saying, you know what, I don't want to go out, and then I think a lot of people, like I've talked to a lot of college buddies of mine and stuff, male and female, and I find that there is a fear that's instilled now after this pandemic. It started with COVID. I got to stay away from people. Mm-hmm. Now it's kind of like, I'm kind of enjoying my being home. Then you find them when I have conversations sometimes, they don't, nobody's even talking about dating. It's almost like you sever that part of your desire off. It's almost like, you've grown so accustomed to being on your own and dealing with this pandemic that you numb yourself to the need of having somebody else. In a sense, do you ever run across that, or any pick that up along the way? Anybody out there? Anybody?
Well, what I've been seeing is that it's been I've been seeing a lot of people, as far as talking with a lot of people with the workplace, that people are leaving their jobs. I mean, it's not dealing with a relationship, but it is a relationship. It's a work relationship, mm-hmm. And they're having epiphanies that, listen, this pandemic has taken many people, either people that we know, or, I know minimum 5 people that I personally knew that passed away. I mean, it's crazy. It's just So, you're going through this thing and you're all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, is it really worth it? Is this all that there is? Is this what it's going to be? I got people dying around me. I got friends that I know that are dying, and here I am. I'm doing this 9 to 5 that I really don't want to do this 9 to 5, but I'm afraid to do it. And what do they say? Blanket, let's do it. And they're like, thank you very much for your thing. I'm going off and I'm doing my dream. And a lot of people are doing. I was talking with a buddy back home who has a big ad agency, and he had 60 people employed. He lost 18. That's it, done. And they were making money, and they were happy. But all of a sudden, this pandemic, boom, something. That's it. I'm done. I'm doing this. I'm gonna go climb Mount Kilimanjaro, whatever it may be. And the thing is that's what's happened. Hi, Hope. How are you?
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Hey, Edgar. This is Hope. Hope. This is Edgar. Hope. This is the channel. Channel. This is Hope, Edgar, Mike, and me.
Nice to meet you, Edgar.
So it's just that's what I'm seeing. I mean, it's just I talk to more people every day. I mean, it's just I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I wound up going out on my own, and and I was really kind of one of them. It was prior to the pandemic, but after the pandemic, I was like, I'm doing my artwork full time, and it's just, and thank goodness it's going well. It's just, I love it. I mean, I just love it. And then next thing you know, I'm filming a TV pilot, and then, it's all car stuff, everything that I love. That's all I talk about is cars. Besides my kids and my wife, but it's just, that's what's happening. So it's just, you got to go for it. I mean, you go around the sun only so many times. It's just, the moments are not promised. You just gotta live. You gotta live. That's it. And however long we all have, hopefully it's past 100. You just gotta do it, and do it to the fullest of what you know. And also, the other thing, getting back to anxiety, it's like, don't be afraid to ask for help, in whatever you're doing. Like for me, I've got my website, right? And I've got but I got to promote it. And I'm like, well, how the hell do I do that? I'm like so screwed up on this thing. I don't even know what. And I'm like, all right, I got to ask. So I'm asking as many people as I can that I know who know what they're doing. They're like, all right, yeah, I'll help you. It just, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Just, what's the worst that's going to happen? No. What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to be like, all right, I got to go. I don't feel like hanging out with you, or I don't do this, or I don't. What does it matter? You're breathing, aren't you? We're breathing.
That response is where I feel the anxiety comes from, is the no. And it's not the word itself. It's what the word represents to that person.
Okay.
No, if I asked you for help, or I went and I extended myself, or I put myself out there, no can mean so many things to that human, whatever that no triggers, right? No, well, no, because you're not good enough, or no, because you're stupid, or no, because you're ugly, or no, whatever that fear is of that's causing the anxiety, because that's where it stems from, is something that they don't want to, or a lot of us, right, wouldn't want to re-experience, even if it is, which 9 out of 10 times, it's only internal. No could have just been that person's moment in time. No, not right now. No didn't mean no never. But no, not right now. Like, and a lot of us may feel that no is a scary word, but it's only a suggestion if you choose to look at it that way.
That's correct. Edgar, have you ever read The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz?
Of course, yes. I love it.
All right, you're my man. All right, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's like rule number 2: don't take it personal. It's that person's perception of their reality. They want to believe that the sky is pink and purple with yellow polka dots when it's really not. That's their gig. All good. Love you. Gotta go. See you later. Don't make assumptions. You want to make assumption on me? How the hell? You don't know who I am. I don't know who you are. Why am I going to make an assumption on you? Unless it's a positive one for reinforcement. That's a wonderful thing. But if you're doing negative stuff, see you later, Charlie. You never know. Their name may not be Charlie. Who the hell knows?
Right.
But, it's just, be impeccable with your word. You know, don't say anything against yourself. Don't say anything against others, because when you say it against yourself, you're self-hypnosing. It's self-hypnosis, you know,
Right.
unless it's for the positive. You want to do affirmations, boom, and be your best. Even if you're down at the bottom of the barrel, even if you're, for me, 16 years ago, I was in a near fatal car crash. I was almost killed 9 weeks after I was married. Broke my back. Horrific, horrific thing. I'm literally lying in poison sumac everywhere, all over my body. I was wiggling my toes. I'm doing my affirmation. I just got done doing Tony Robbins. I called my wife. I called everybody I could. Then I blacked out for over 15 minutes. Then a guy named Walter picked me, and I'm shaking his hand. He thought I was out of my mind, you know. But it was just, that's what you do. You got to just put it in here, and when it's ready and you need it, boom, it's going to be there in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, you know. In a
Yeah.
heartbeat.
Do you ever also suffer from anxiety?
I,
Or
I I'm lucky enough that I really don't.
good for you.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You're
really
lucky.
I don't. I had an anxiety attack once in my life. It was panic attack. I had a huge project for this startup that I was working for. We were moving from a small retail location into an official commercial location,
Mm.
and not thinking that I didn't do everything that I needed to do to prepare for it really triggered a response to that thought. But prior to that, I kind of, and this is my experience of life. The unknown is fun for me. I'm that
Yeah.
person that enjoys going into a place in a room full of strangers and shaking hands and meeting people and hi, how are you? And
You do
how are you
enjoy that?
doing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, that is like
Mhm.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I am so jealous of you right now
Well,
because
don't
I
be because
really,
it's not. I mean, there's nothing to be
I
jealous
have
about.
so much anxiety. Like I mean, like I feel like anxiety in general just kind of just picked me for that favorite person who's like, you know what, I'm just gonna get you, and gave me everything that's possible. That's what we had actually talked about last night with
Hmm.
Michael and Tommy. So it was actually nice just hearing other people's opinion as well and just what they're going through, which is the same thing as me and Michael's wife, and there's billions of other
Yeah.
people out there.
Well, I have this fun way of looking at it because I'm a clown, and
Mm.
that's kind of me at my most natural in my most natural state.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a clown, and
Like a
if you're
real clown.
laughing at me or you're laughing with me,
I'm just
you're
kidding.
laughing,
That's
and
good.
now you're happier, right? So if
That's
you're
right.
happier, then I'm happier, and then everybody's laughing, and then everybody around us is happy, and then it's like, hey, look at the freaking clown. It's like, yep, me, clown.
Hmm. When's
Bingo.
your birthday, buddy?
Just passed October 16th.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Sorry, Hope, I didn't mean to interrupt. But
Happy belated birthday.
yeah,
Happy
man.
belated.
Happy birthday.
Hmm.
Happy birthday. Yeah, energy is great, isn't it? You just gotta, you know what, there's a great thing that you could do. And I just thought about this with Tony Robbins. I'm sorry to interject, but smile, right? So we did this whole thing with Tony Robbins where you smile. If you smile and you hold it for like a minute, it will change your biochemical change, and
Right.
it'll raise the happiness. I don't know how much it's going to do, but I've done it before. And when I was stressed out, when I lost my job, when I lost in '08, when everything was gone, I was doing that till my cheeks basically bled. I mean, it just, but it
Should
helped
we
though.
all try, Michael?
Let's do it. Everyone smile. Just do it. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. We're
No,
all good looking. So let's do
Okay,
it. I'm a
hold on.
little bit
I
more
agree.
than
How
everybody,
long are we
but
supposed to hold it? For a
I
minute?
just do it and it'll happen. You just do it. That's it.
Yeah,
That's so stupid.
What
but
does
it,
it
it is
matter? It
it
doesn't
is true.
matter.
But
We're
it's
all doing
working.
it.
It is true.
It
Yeah,
is. It's the
wouldn't
honest
it
to
be
God
nice
truth.
though if that really worked when I'm having a severe anxiety and I'm just like losing my mind and I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'm just gonna smile right now.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
the thing
that
is
wouldn't
that
work.
practice it before. I'm serious. If you just do
It
this,
takes it does take practice.
yes,
Michael,
everything that yes,
if that works, I'll pay you. Like you be my doctor from now on, if that really works.
you can call me anytime. I'm always here to help you.
Okay, good.
Not being serious. I got your back. No problem.
No, seriously though, actually,
Yeah.
it really it can make people actually like smile, but I
But
don't think
try it though, Hope.
work on
We're all gonna do it
normal.
together. Pretend we're all holding hands and we're all in line
In a
together. Ready?
circle
Do it
with
for we're in
with
a
a
circle.
calm face.
Kumbaya, here we go. Ready? Everyone smile. Just do it. But squeeze your cheeks though.
Now, I have something to add to that.
Not those cheeks, Tommy. These cheeks.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But if I may,
Yeah, of course.
I add the thought of expressing happiness or wishing happiness upon another person. And you don't have to
Absolutely.
express it verbally, but just
Absolutely.
seeing that person or a person, and it doesn't matter where, if you're in a room or you're by yourself or you're in a party, whatever whatever situation you're in. And if you just can say to yourself, hey, I wish X person happiness while you're doing the smiling,
Oh,
That's
that's
good. I
good.
like that.
you will feel the actual shift in your, of joy come over you.
That's correct.
I mean,
But
like
it's
you call the person, or you just
no,
doing it in private.
no. For
It's the
instance, let's say
mind.
you're walking down the street or you're driving in your car and you see somebody crossing the street, random stranger, and just think
Oh,
about that person and say, I wish them happiness.
I'm constantly smiling for everybody, but yeah.
Or you could hit him with the morning time. Positive vibes. Taking
Yes,
a
I
good
agree with
thing.
that.
That's the
Yeah.
only way to go.
You push out that energy. A lot of times, and you know what? That's that old statement of push out what you want to get back. That's true. You know, you push it out all
Boomerang.
day long. Throw it out there like
Yep.
raindrops.
What do you guys do? I've not actually asked you yesterday, Michael. You said you did. You were a teacher. No, you're not. You were a doctor. You did No, you're not.
No, I played one on TV. No, I'm only kidding. No,
Well, you
I
know
was
which
studying to
what?
be a chiropractor. I was originally in chiropractic school and I couldn't get through school. I was terrible in school. But I wanted to
Did you
go
really play
anyway.
though on TV?
No, I'm only kidding. It's I mean I'm doing a little TV pilot right now, but for a car
Oh,
show. But
okay.
so
Oh,
hopefully me and Tommy always wanted to do a car show, Starsky and Hutch. But
Oh yeah, remember those
we
days?
were oh my god, we were crazy in the car. T was crazy in the car. We'd be parasliding on Pal Drive in Dad's Mercury Marquis, 1984. No, it was in 82, I think. Anyway, 83, whatever it was. But no, it's just what were we saying? I got sidetracked. I'm
Well, we were
sorry.
What do you
talking
do?
about expressing joy and keeping that happiness and
yeah,
moving out of anxiety.
That's
yeah.
right.
Where again, being grateful is also for me
Gratitude.
one of the first things that truly started my path on changing my state and being in a better state right out of the gate, right out of the morning. You know, waking up, thanking the day, thanking the
Yeah.
universe, God, whoever that person is, or whatever that person is for you, or being is to you, for blessing
Mhm.
you with another day, and
Mhm.
then being grateful, like for whatever, being grateful for your comfy sheets, being grateful
Yep.
for
True.
your toothbrush, being grateful for the roof over your head, being grateful for anything that makes you happy, whatever that is.
You're right. Actually, I one of the things honestly that makes me joy is just when I do something for someone else, especially when I'm working with a homeless shelter or like the
Mm.
the veterans, whatever that is, like that. If I'm doing something for someone, that moment I'm never feeling anxiety. It's just always when I'm alone by myself, and that's when things just kick in, and you know.
Hope, how does having a pet work for you? Is that very helpful?
Having what?
Like having your dog with you and
Oh,
stuff?
actually, thank you so much for asking me that.
Mm-hmm.
I really got her because of
Therapy.
I don't know if you noticed, like when we were talking like last night. Every time I would grab her, and I wanted something to hold on to.
Yep.
Like if I was having anxiety and I didn't want to show it, like because it's just not really. I'm an adult. I shouldn't be doing that, you know.
Wait,
But
wait, wait. Time out, time out. That don't say that because it's just what it is. You
no,
just
no,
got
I
to
know, I
flow
know.
through it. You're
And like
perfect
not
as you are.
everybody, it's
Don't worry.
everyone on here, you know. Like I'm just saying, like right now, it's a good moment, but in general, in life, you don't want to be looking for, hey, touch me, please, ma'am, sir. You know, let me just hold your hand for a second because I'm having anxiety. It doesn't work that way. But this one right here, by the way, you said it helped me a lot,
And
and
is it
I
a boy or
use
girl?
her so much with
What's
hugs and kisses.
what's her name? Is it a girl?
That's Daisy.
Daisy? Oh, that's cute.
Yes.
You know, me and Lisa, when Lisa was pregnant, we weren't sure if we were going to have a girl or not, and the name that we were coming up with was Daisy May, or
Really?
yeah, Daisy May, yeah, and we wound up having Oliver, Oliver and Wyatt, but it's which is perfect, but it's just yeah, we were going through a whole bunch of names, but Daisy May was one of them. It's funny. That's just
Wow.
she's a cutie, very cute, very cute.
I think everybody should actually consider. I think pets do actually help when it comes.
What are you
If you're
kidding?
gonna,
Absolutely. Ah,
if you're
forget
not
it.
I don't
like,
know how to respond to that.
Whoop, sorry. Um,
if you
yeah,
have like a husband or a wife, it's like it could be a little bit maybe easier, I think. But if you somehow are just like, let's just say, for example, you live alone, most of the time, I think for anxiety, people just wanted to have someone else there so they don't feel like they're dying. So like they in their head,
yeah.
because it's a mental again, remember, um, they just want to know like if anything happens, I know this person is gonna actually, you know, like take me to the emergency or something is gonna happen, and that's just like in their brain.
Hmm.
So having the pet, even though I know Daisy can't drive, but
It gives you some security.
I told her she needed to drive if it had to
Do you
be,
know?
but
You know, it's funny. There was a thing. Google this. A dog drove a Mini Cooper. This is about 10 years. They trained the dog to drive the car in a line, and the dog literally drove the car. Now, obviously, it was all rigged up, but it literally steered the car. I swear to you. And it was a Mini Cooper. It must have been about maybe 10 years ago or less. But Google it, and
in
it'll
what
put a smile on
country?
your face. Huh?
What country, Michael?
I
Where did
can't
that
hear.
happen, honey? Like I
Oh,
mean,
oh,
come on.
sorry, I'm a little hard of hearing. I don't know where it was. It was in the United States.
I
They
mean,
trained the
it's
dog.
not. So does the dog take that person to the hospital though?
You know, you never know. I don't think so. I think
I
the dog just
swear
took the
I was.
person to
I
a
would be
drink of
happy
water.
if I
That
saw
was about
that.
it. Huh? Yeah.
That would have been dope.
Could you
So we were
imagine?
talking about dating, huh? Let's.
Daisy
What
May.
y'all
Yeah.
think about? I came in a little late. I think about that
Yeah,
whole.
yeah. Give us your take because we're talking some generation, you know, like a little gap. So from your perspective, we'll talk about this dating during the pandemic, dating not so much after loss. It's kind of a broad statement just for people who are trying to figure out dating at this point where
I
we are
think.
right now globally.
Well, dating, I think in general, actually, is really sucks. But when it comes to it, especially at this moment we're going through, nah.
Yeah.
I mean, are you supposed to? I mean, like it's just hard. I think for everybody, especially I heard you guys say earlier about people who are a little older that might have lost their loved, like you know, their partner or something like that. And I don't know. I couldn't imagine being. I'm a millennial, so I couldn't imagine being like in a certain age and then just starting all over again and dealing with Tinder. You know, like being like you just can you imagine that? Like that's insane. Uh, and it's hard. And you can't actually like how when does it happen when you can walk up to someone at the grocery and then it happens? I mean, in the movies, oh my god, so awesome. But in real life, I would be like, go away, creep. You know, ooh, what's wrong with you? I mean, do
It
you
was.
understand that it just doesn't happen ever?
That's
You.
well, I have to disagree with you on that one. It all, you know, it,
Well,
it it definitely can happen, and it happens all the time. You
it
know,
never happened to me.
put yourself out there, give it a
Well,
shot.
guess what? I think I might need to start shopping a little more.
You know, because that's what my lady did to me. She just came right up to me, beelined me, put her hand out, and was like, "Hi, my name is Nelly, and I
Really?
want to get to know you," like that.
Oh my God, man!
And and
Wish I was her.
of course, I also wanted to get to know her, and we had seen each other prior to meeting, like physically meeting. We saw each other that same night, and had the same reaction to each other. That wow, I want to meet that person. So that was great. Um, but it's if it does happen, right? Because
Yeah,
okay,
no,
you're a
that's
creep,
wonderful.
or you may be seen as a creep, which I doubt you'll ever be seen
No,
as a
no, no,
creep.
no, 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 not for me. I was saying, like, in general, it's like it never happens always, though. Like, but you got lucky. And I also think that guys are maybe shy, that we expect them to talk to us, and we just never make a move, and things just never happens, maybe. That it could be a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because girls wait for the man to approach. I mean, then, and the men are the same, they're human beings as well, I'm assuming, and they might have like their own uncomfortableness about just approaching someone. Not everybody's you.
Well, again, what's the worst thing that could really happen? No,
Nothing.
you
True.
know.
Anxiety, I
Okay,
guess.
okay, bye.
Right? Exactly. Thank you so much. See you
Right?
never.
You don't know. That could have been that crazy person that would have ruined your life, and they just saved you that moment, that horrible experience.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna cross my finger for that moment. So wish me luck.
It's funny when I met Lisa, I was married only for a year, and then it ended, and then I got on a dating site, and I was that guy who was afraid to, like, when I was a kid, when I was 21 or whatever it was, we used to go to a place called Tsunami. Remember, T? And I was a big muscle guy. I used to be a big, martial arts, muscle building, the whole thing, whatever. Now not so good anymore. But when I was in my 20s, I was in great shape, and I would go in, but in my head, I was still that skinny little kid, and I was still afraid to speak to the girl because I always got rejected. And then all of a sudden, I blossomed, and the way I would wind up talking to a girl would be, they would finally look at me and they'd be like, "You look miserable." I'm like, "No, I'm happy." And then I would talk to her. We'd go out and whatever would happen. But it just, I get it. But when the thing is I think with dating, when you see an attractive individual, regardless of it's the man looking at the woman or the woman looking at the man, they make assumption. They make assumption, and there's that assumption. Rule number 3: don't make assumption. Say what you feel. And if it's something on a negative, say it with respect. But other than that, say what you feel. Hey, how are you? I honestly, if I were single, I don't know what the hell I'd be doing, because it's like, I'd be more confident now because I'm older. I'm like, I just don't give a hoot. It's like, you like me, don't like me, I don't care. I think you're great. You're very pretty, blah, 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 blah. Da, 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 whatever it may be, you want to get something, whatever. I don't even know what the hell I'd even do. It's so weird now, and with like the pandemic, it's like, "Hi, how are you? I like to kiss you. By the way, could you take a COVID test beforehand? Just stick this thing 3 feet up your nostrils and then bring it out. Try not to get anything else. And I'll talk to you Tuesday." It's like, that's crazy. It's just crazy. It's just, but you got to do it, I guess. I don't even know. It's nuts. It's just totally nuts. But now, I don't even know if I'd even date. I mean, I'm sure I would, because I love giving love, you know, but there's a part of me that's like, yeah, kiss off. I don't care. I don't need it. I'm gonna go buy a car and go to the racetrack, or whatever, do some painting, hang out with my boys. That's probably what I'd be wind up doing if I were, God forbid something happened to Lisa. But it's just, I'd just be doing my thing. I'd probably float into something, you know, right? Float.
You'll
That's
be fine,
really, I
Michael.
think
Shake
that I never
it.
said that before. I probably float into something. That's probably what would happen, you know, or I just do my thing, I don't know what I would do, you know.
Okay, well, that's a very good encouraging to say the rest of the people who are like, oh man, I don't know what you guys are doing, but I
You,
have a plan.
Hope I mean, you do remind me of Lisa. And then when I look at Lisa, and I'm like, what do you, are you out of your, if you actually looked in the mirror, you'd be like, what the? Oh, I mean, my
Well,
wife's a knockout. She's a
interesting
knockout.
statement, Mike.
Yeah.
Bev says, well, let me see.
Wait,
Men in their
they're acting
50s.
like in their 20s.
Yeah, in their
If I
20s.
could get back in shape like in my 20s, maybe that would be good. But that's only to keep up with my kids. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Go
I
girl.
get, I get you, Bev. A lot of times, and I see it, and hope we
Oh, the
chat.
guy. Yeah.
We talked about it briefly. A lot of times, you know, um, hey Nate. A lot of times, you know, men will try to, or men or women will try to hang on to their youth,
Youth.
and
Yeah.
there's a way of doing it. I mean, there's a way of holding on to it, as in you want to hold on to the vitality. You don't want to hold on to the juvenile portion of it. You want to hold on to the liveliness you had. Eat right, exercise, diet, live good, smile more, push out the energy you want, get wise. You don't want to getting stupid, like thinking that oh, here's one. The world has more women than men, so it's my world, it's mine, it's a pick of the litter. I'm going to just get out there and just go berserk.
Yeah.
It's mine, all mine. That's what I think happens a lot of times with the guys, unfortunately. And you figure that the gamut. You can get it. You can get and I've seen it. And you just see guys that just kind of just throw themselves out there, and they're just like, well, whatever. And there comes a lot of disrespect that comes involved as well, because you figure, well, you know what, you might not like it, but there's a whole ton of other people that may, and that'll dull their sword, and it kind of cuts the throat of those good individuals of good individuals, and forms those what do they have called them, little rascals, the he-man woman haters, or the he-woman man haters club.
Man, woman haters club, yeah.
And so and there it goes. So it only takes a little bit of buffoonery and neglect.
And woman hater. What does that mean?
It's Little Rascals
Oh
television
man,
show.
you'd have to hop into about 5 different time machines.
It's from
to catch us on that.
1933.
Oh, it's
Oh,
great.
33, 34, up
Look
to
at it.
1942.
Yeah, I'll
And,
pass it.
and ironically,
I
Bill
won't take
Cosby is the one
y'all's
who bought the
time.
rights to it.
Hey, what's up,
You
Nick?
know what he did. Yeah. So, but the thing
That's
is
nice.
that
Mhm.
it doesn't matter. There's a million people out there,
I
you
mean,
know.
yeah, I think
And
when your
and hope.
time.
Let me tell you something. You got great energy. You got a good soul. You're a sweet person. Just from the 2 days of seeing you, and you're huggable. You know what I mean? And you want to give that hug. And
Thank you.
there's plenty of people out there
Or,
that will cherish you, and you'll be able to cherish them, and have a wonderful
yeah.
experience wherever that leads.
Hey, listen, everybody. I have
What-
Donnie DJ, who was on last night.
Oh, Donnie, what's up, brother?
So I'm going to bring Donnie
Thanks.
up. Sorry about. Thanks for your patience, Donnie. I'm going to squeeze Donnie in here, and we're going to have it down. Donnie, keep in mind we're talking about relationships, so come on and say it.
You love Donnie, Edgar.
Hello.
Hey, what's
Can you
up,
hear
buddy?
Hey, Donnie.
Hey,
What's up?
Donnie.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Good. Hi, everybody. Hi. Good to be
What's
back.
up, buddy?
Hi. How's your
How's
day?
your day? Good.
It's good. I went to work today.
Did
So
you see Jay Leno yet? That's what I want to know.
I saw him many years ago.
Did you really?
Yeah, I think it was like on like Christmas Day or something. When I was married at the time, and actually I'm not sure if I was married yet or not. I think it might have been before we were married, but it was like Christmas Day, and we were down in Burbank near the airport, and we saw him driving one of his cars, and and I think we waved to him, and he waved at us like he knew us.
Like,
but he
hey,
doesn't
how
know.
you doing?
And he just drove by, and that was it. But I saw him once.
Yeah. Actually, I interviewed a guy named Chuck Beck, who's 84 years old. He knows Jay. And I got his number, and I called the garage. And this woman answered, and she goes, how can I help you? I said, I'm friends with Chuck Beck. She goes, "Oh, you want to come over to the garage?" I said, "Absolutely," except I live in Georgia. I don't know when the heck I'm getting in California, you know. So yeah, I was able to go see. Well, I can go over there, I guess. I don't know what happened. Hey, Mike, I want you to see you.
All right. So you want my 2 cents on relationships?
Actually, 3 or 4.
Okay, I'll give you
We can
that.
take it. That's it. So
Well,
what's happening, brother?
um, one thing to realize about relationships is that all relationships end one way or another.
That's true.
Okay. So if you know that going in, it's helpful. So, I mentioned last night that I'm divorced. And, that was necessary. But, it's like, okay, you get together with somebody, you have a reason to be with someone, you love each other, and it doesn't always go forever like you want it to. Life is not a fairy tale where people get married and stay together forever. As we know, there's a lot of people that can't hold it together. And so these things happen and you have to just roll with it, just like everything else in life.
That's right. It's like
Or it
in
can
death.
be a fairy tale. What defines fairy tale?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I
For
mean,
the
I
happiest.
love it. I love it when I see married couples that are together forever. That's wonderful, but it's not for everyone. It doesn't always work that way.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of times, well, when you stand, just in terms of marriage, when you stand there and your knees are buckling and you're sitting there trying to figure, oh my gosh, what am I getting into? But at the same time, you feel like this is it. This is the right place. This is where I need to be. Mike, you were there. You know what it was all about. You saw
Listen,
the tears
I was,
bouncing off my face.
I was married 13 months. And then the day, and before we got married, I was like, no, this is not, I didn't know how to end it. I honestly, Andy was like, so you ready? I said, what's to happen? I get divorced? And I used a little bit more of an expressive word. It was a disaster. It lasted 13 months and I couldn't deal with it. She was abusive verbally. I dealt with it. I finally, I was like, that's it. I'm out. And when I was out, that was that. And 6 weeks later, I met Lisa and she's my girl. That's it. Ups, downs, all arounds, whatever it is, at the end of the day, that's the one. It's the one. It's the only one. Whether or not she's annoyed with me or not, it's like an Everybody Loves Raymond episode most of the time, but that's okay. It's just what it is.
That's all you need, Michael. That's life. That's all you need. I mean, that person, your best friend, your other half, someone that you can just literally just go and sit home and don't have to pretend and just be you.
That's right.
No superficial, nothing.
Extra,
just simple.
And it goes through spurts. I mean, there's times when you get along great. There's times when you're not getting along. But at the end of the day, I'm not going anywhere. And at the end of the day, she's not going anywhere. And if she wants to go somewhere, she can. And whatever. It's like, whatever. No, I don't mean it in a divorce way. I mean it in I'm kidding. You just do your thing. And, you just know that that's it. I can never picture myself without her. I mean, it's just, it was funny. It was weird. It was, when my father died and I was in Jersey by myself and I was at the funeral and it was a bit of a craziness, and I came home and it was just like this, oh my God, she's here. It was just this holy cow. It was just a really, a revitalization of what my commitment is and what I feel. And, it's like, because you're gutted, when you lose a parent. I mean, you're just gutted. And,
sorry, by the way, for your loss.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. As well,
yeah. Actually, Mom's coming up, on a year, right? T?
Yeah. Coming up November. Yep.
November. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Time goes by quick.
It does. It's a blip.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It really. I mean, I lost my mother will be gone 4 years, and then my dad too.
Yeah. That's crazy,
thank God that Mr. Williams is still here, because he kind of oversees all of us. You know, it's he's an incredible man. He really is an incredible
I
guy.
think we all might have just lost one parent at least. I mean, for me at least, for my dad passed when I was 17, but that was
Oh, I'm
too long.
sorry. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I didn't know you then, right? We
yeah, I
didn't
mean,
know you
I
then.
think it's.
So
I
Hey,
mean,
sorry.
Bobby
it's
Joe,
just
thank
like
you for letting me know
we're
about this.
just. I mean, we're just basically we are gonna all go there. You know, it's one before the other. Like it's just like we're just a guest in this world. You know, like we just are gonna have fun, but at the end of the day, we're gonna see all of it there.
Yep.
But they'll be very comfortable and be like, "Oh, I already got my place. I'm comfortable." Well, here you're gonna start all over again. So it's
Yeah.
nice to just know that you're gonna see them again. So.
Well, and they're still a part of you. They're still very much here. It's I was talking about this at they if you slow your mind down enough, you will feel them, hear them, and see them. If you're visual, you'll be able to see them because of your memory. But it's like I'll tell you this. This was maybe a couple of months ago, maybe 2-3 months ago in the summer, and I was stressing out over the art stuff. And I don't know why. I was just like, oh my God, I got, I wasn't selling, and I was just really. So I had to walk Miles, my dog. He's 16-year-old little dachshund. I call him Jacqueline now. But so I'm walking Miles, and as I'm coming across, a woman comes up in this Infinity FX, which I love. I used to have the car, and I love it. And I'm like, man, I'd buy that car. So I saw her, and her window was down. And I go, I swear, I love that car. She goes, I just put mine. I'm not selling it. I go, by the way, I'm Michael. And she goes, hi, I'm Linda. And I go, what? I go, Linda. I go, that was my mother's name. And I go, your birthday wouldn't happen. I said, that was my mother. I said, she was the best. And she goes, oh, she sounds wonderful. I said, by the way, I said, your birthday wouldn't happen to be March 20th. The woman's eyes bulged out of her head. Like, that was my mother's birthday. It was her
That's
birthday.
scary.
So her name was Linda. Her birthday was March 20th. And I was like, oh my God. And I had chills going. And I go, we're family now. She goes, yes, we are. And then she goes, I love you. And it was like the sincere, deep, like your mother would say it to you. Like it was just this whole.
And she
And
was
I was
older
like,
too, right?
oh my God. Yeah. And I'm like, I love you too. And it was just, but it was like my mother was touching down, like in Ghost, Whoopi Goldberg, Patrick Swayze, hope you may not have seen the movie, but the older guys, we saw the movie. So anyway,
I have.
oh, you did? I knew I loved you. All right, let's go. It's easy. And my mother just zooped right down.
Yeah, it's amazing. He was the best. Come on, may he rest
Oh,
in
he
peace.
was great. It was great. But my mother, I swear to you, it was like, you can't make this stuff up. So the point of this long drawn out story in the 2 days that you know me, that I always do this, I'm sorry, is your dad's in you. He's there. He's with you. He's absorbed into you. Every single pore of your body, he's a part of you. It's just all the good stuff. All the good stuff is always there. And all you need to do is extract it, and keep that memory, keep that thing going, keep that vision, hear the tapes, listen to the voice. That's what I do. I don't know. That's just and I can imitate my father. So I can imitate my father like to the T, where I could trick my sisters. That's how good. Thank goodness, because I talk to them in the third person, Hey Dad, how are you? I'm doing fine, what have you. But anyway, that's my thought on
I
it.
understand. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, you're lucky to have that little moment. Whatever makes the person, brings your little soul
That's right.
happiness and a peace is what we make in our. So it really
Yeah.
doesn't matter. And you having that moment, I'm happy for you.
It was
how
weird.
is
It was
doing? I mean, what is it, DJ Donnie? Or
Just call me Donnie. It's DJ is like a
I know.
nickname I
Let's
used to
forget
use.
about it. Are you dating, by the way? So we can all.
No, not yet. I've been divorced for a couple of years now, and so I'm trying to date. But as I mentioned last night, most women don't want a girly man. Which
Why do you call yourself that? Don't say that.
Well, I am. I'm identifying as non-binary at the moment, but I'm fairly masculine looking right now, I suppose. But a lot of times I'm not. I look more like, well, something other
Your
than a
feminine
man, I
side.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very. I
The
have
other
a
half.
closet full of dresses and all this stuff. So I like to appear feminine, but I don't always appear that way. But so women tend to. I mean, most women will tend to avoid people like myself. So it makes it a little bit harder to date. But I'm trying.
Isn't there,
So,
Donnie? Isn't
yeah.
there like sites or like?
Oh yeah,
I mean, yeah. It's like,
there are, and I'm
listen,
there.
there's a match for everyone, brother.
Oh, I know.
I mean, don't prejudge yourself in that way. It's like your energy is your energy, and if you give out the good stuff is going to come back, and that's the unknown. So
Yeah.
don't make the assumption of they don't want this or they don't want that. This is just my humble opinion, but it's just, you're a great guy. You have a lot to offer. Go for it.
Well,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
know I
You know,
fight yourself. I
actually,
don't want to be insulting, but
actually,
You're right.
actually, Donnie, you have more than a little bit going for you because you're fully plugged into you. You know, there's a lot of people that
That's
don't
right.
have directions, that don't have they don't have the knowledge of who they are, where they want to go. You know, what makes them happy. You know, you have a definitive direction in this 2 days or one day or 24-hour period of knowing you've come on. You've definitely not you're definitely not shy because you've shared with loads of people what you're doing now, what you're not into, but what you're about. And while you're scrutinizing as to whether or not you're qualified to get out there or trying to figure out what your next step is, there's somebody looking out there, somebody looking for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's
No,
somebody
you're
right
right.
outside your
I mean,
doorstep waiting. So
That's right.
Excuse me.
you continue to work on yourself, and when you're ready, you go
Yeah.
ahead and step out there and be the best Donnie there
That's
is.
you.
Yeah, no, you guys are all right. But what I was saying was really statistically speaking. Okay, that's all I was really saying is like, if you ask 100 women, there's going to be a smaller number of women that are okay with something like this rather
But
than the majority. That's what I was speaking to.
Well, let me ask you
Who
this
cares?
question.
That's all.
What do you, what? Okay, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Oh no, that's all right. See, we were gonna say what?
You say it.
Do you? Yeah, what? Okay, no. Do you prefer women or men or both?
I've never been attracted to men.
I was gonna.
Okay.
I
I got you.
All right.
And that's the thing that's the point of confusion about this a lot of times for people that are like on the outside looking in. There's and this is something that's very interesting to me too, because even though like I mentioned last night, I've been this way my whole life. There's sides to this that I've really only learned about very, very recently, like the last few years since I've kind of come out. And that is that you have first your gender identity. Okay, that's how you see yourself. Do you see yourself as a man, as a woman, or some other option, non-binary? There's other things too besides just the binary. But that your gender identity is how you see yourself. And then you also have something that is totally separate, which is your sexual preference, what you're attracted to. Okay,
Right.
and that there isn't a correlation there. It's like you can't look at someone's gender. You can't look at a woman and say automatically, well, she must be attracted to men, because some women are gay or lesbian or whatever, and so you have to take that. So it's the same thing with trans people. They can be attracted to whoever.
Sure.
And not only that, but it's interesting in my case, and it's probably true for others too, that I'm attracted to women, but if you show me like 100 women, I'm only going to be attracted to, I don't know, 5 or 10 of them or something, or even maybe less, maybe only one of them I'll be finding attractive. So even within women I find attractive, I'm only looking at a very narrow band that I find like maybe to be compatible with what I'm looking for, with what I'm attracted to.
Well, what's some of the criteria that you're looking for?
Are you attracted to like men at all though? Like or no?
No, I never have been. Now I'm open to the idea of it, but it just doesn't go. I mean, it's like you can show me like the hottest guy in the world, and I just shrug my shoulders and go, okay, whatever. You know, I'd much rather be with a very average looking woman than a.
So what's the criteria for a woman? Is it somebody who's outward, inward, introvert? You know, into nature. What are some things?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm really just talking about looks at the moment. You know, if someone you know, looks good and I get to know them, and I'm pretty forgiving as far as personalities go.
Well, who cares about the personality? What makes a woman hot to you, Johnny?
I don't know. I can't. It's hard to put into words, really.
The personality is what makes a woman hot. No.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all this package, right? It's not just. I mean, it's like, yeah, you could have a hot woman, but if she's a bitch, forget it. So
True. Shallow Hal.
Yeah. So you want the full. Everybody wants the full package, but you know, when I'm using the dating apps, it's just I have to go by what I see in the picture there.
Right.
You know, when you're swiping around, you know, I can't always read the profiles.
True.
I mean, sometimes I'll look at them, but and it's usually I look at them after I see something that, okay, wait, this is a potential match. Let's make sure she's not incompatible, like politically or something, for example.
Yeah.
Politically.
Because you know, I probably couldn't do that. I probably couldn't. I don't want to get political here, but you know, someone who disagrees with me on that wouldn't be fun, probably.
Especially in these times.
Who knows?
Yeah,
I think that kind of might be even more interesting. Having somebody that can give you conversation or debate with respects to perception of whatever the states are, because it's only titles, right? If you know, not to get into the politics, but it's just the title of this person taking money from big corporation versus this category of people taking big money from the corporations.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they're either or any of them are going to do anything better for us, but a good way to have a conversation. At least it won't be boring.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and it's really actually a sad state of affairs at the moment, because it wasn't always like this. Maybe 20 years ago or something, I could have been with someone who was differing politically from me, because it wasn't that important. Now it's like, I don't know, it's gotten important to me. Maybe others agree with, but I have to draw the line somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
That's all right. Listen, this is what works for you. That's
Right.
with us.
Hey, you're the subject. You're the star of the show with when it comes down to dating. You know, that's who you're spending your most valuable resource and commodity to, and that's your time. So
I didn't want to
value that.
I had to write that down for you and be like, I completely agree with you. So, seriously, it's kind of hard to actually like someone without us being attracted to the person. Like, I mean, that's just a human nature. I mean, we can pretend and be like, your personality is dope. Listen, you know, I don't care.
Excuse me.
I will get to the personality after actually I say, you're cute. That I have to do first. Other than that, it's just, what are we doing? It's pointless. I mean, you know, I mean, like, it's just, like, people would say, like, oh, I love her personality. She's so kind. Oh, he's so sweet. He listens to me.
Seconds.
You know, he loves to read books. Boo. Okay. First, looks. Second, that's when we invest the rest. You know, this is. Oh, Johnny, you'll find someone. Don't worry.
Well, thanks. I'm sure, and I'm not in a huge rush at the moment.
Good for you.
Because I'm, you know, I was married for almost 10 years, and it's actually sort of nice to have my own apartment, for example.
Relax, yeah.
And
Getting
no
to
one is
reacquaint
telling
yourself
me,
with yourself.
no one's telling me anything about this place. I can be messy or whatever. I can do whatever I want.
Oh my God, that is fun. I'm telling you right now, I've been single for like so long. I think that I got used to being single, and I'm so comfortable with like just being me. That now I just feel like, oh, do I even want to have somebody? Because like you just become so comfortable in your own little zone that you forget. I don't know, considering another person just taking my remote control. I mean, I couldn't even like I'd be like, I think Tommy, we should ask the rest of the like people on the like down there, just whoever wants to share their.
No, I listen, folks. We're actually putting our landing gear down, but what's perfect is that we have another person who's backstage. We have Bev, who's back there, Beverly, and she's going to come on up. And Beverly was recently on our dating game, so I think it's perfect way to punctuate the evening in our conversation. By the way, Edgar, we did a dating game on the channel. We only did one episode. I kind of pulled back, but we were going to go full throttle with it. It seemed great. It was great. It was good energy. Bev was on there, and I'm going to bring Bev up now just to go ahead and share what the dating world is like and relationships now for Bev. Here she comes. Move over, everybody. Here comes Bev. Wait a second. Did I click her out?
It's like we're sitting in the back seat of a car growing up. What's happening?
Yeah, I think I did something else. So Bev will be back. I don't know what I did. Daggone it. All right. So, well, it's just the five of us. So here we are. But yeah, final thoughts. Edgar, it's been great having you. Edgar, you're now dubbed be a member of the channel. I need to borrow your voice for a second. Channel.
I like Edgar. Silver.
Edgar came on earlier. I was like, "Hey, how you doing, Edgar?" He's like, "Hey, how you doing?"
I like that white hair and everything. It's beautiful. Or is it not white hair?
It's no, there's a lot of white. There's a lot of white going on.
Great hair. Looks like Samson, man. That's where you get your strength from. You see, I lost my strength at 18.
You still had a little at 18, I think. Didn't you?
Yeah, I was officially whippleized at 18.
Whippleized?
Don't squeeze the Charmin.
Oh.
Yeah, I was officially whippleized. Hey. So look, Bev,
thank you for having me on. I truly do appreciate you.
Absolutely. Listen, anytime, man. And thank you so much. Came with a wealth of information. Very warm spirit about yourself. And, now, what we didn't hear about with Edgar is that Edgar, a lot of times, we've had readers come on the channel before, and I asked Edgar, was he a reader after he said what I'm about to say. He said that sometimes things get transferred through him, messages to people through him. He has that ability. He has that power. He's not understanding really why or whatever have you, but he's had it for as long as you can remember. When did you first realize that you had this capability, Edgar? Because it is a power. It is
I started having conversations with individuals, and the message would be very powerful and strong. And it's like, wow, I really needed to hear that. Like, can you say that again? And I would be blank. Like, what did I say? And they're like, what you just said, about this and that. I'm like, yeah, I don't remember. Not realizing that that's what was happening.
Wow.
What? I mean, you have a memory loss or something?
No. There's moments of time where I'm having a conversation with an individual, and the message needs to be a message is presented to them through me.
Oh, like from like the other side.
Like it's what some people call a download. A lot of people call channeling. I just say it's a message, and those specific words or intent or delivery needed to be said to that individual at that time during my conversation with them. And
do you feel anything?
There's a beautiful eloquence of joy and speech that is beyond me. Like the way that the words are put together so concisely is is something that I'm blessed with.
How old were you when you
That's
found
incredible.
this out?
I would say it started happening in my 30s, really, like when I started realizing it more. At first, I thought I was just very clever and like, oh, look at me. I said something fantastic without even thinking about it. And then I would take ownership of it. But now I realized as time went on that, no, this is something that's happening through me, not from me.
Wow. Have you felt
Really, like,
anything so far
wasn't
tonight?
me.
I said a bunch of stuff. Yeah, there was a bit of a conversation that happened when we were
Before I
speaking
came
about the anxiety
Oh,
that
wow.
that was just delivered for the audience. Definitely.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that again because I would love to hear that.
Mhm.
And Edgar, do you feel that it's coming, like when you're talking to the individual, is it coming from their loved one, or is it just coming from the universe for you?
For me, it's coming from outside of me. I couldn't define if it's this energy or that energy. That I couldn't say. But I do feel that there's an energy that's needing to present this message to that human at that moment.
Yep.
And again, not able to recollect or recall the actual words, but I can recall the feeling.
Is it always positive stuff? Can it be sometimes something that's scary?
Well, positive is perspective. Sometimes we need to hear a truth which we may view as negative, but it's positive because it needs to be heard, or it needs to be understood, and or just we need to know that good, bad, or indifferent, this is reality, or this is our truth at that time. Because again, that's also relative to the moment in time, in the experience that you're having as a human.
For
My truth
clarification,
today is very different than my truth was 10 years ago, which will be different than my truth 10 years from now.
Edgar, have you watched Abraham Hicks? Have you ever listened to Abraham Hicks? I know, man, we're connected. You know, we are connecting. It's right there.
Law of attraction.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a strong believer in law of attraction. Actually, my daughter Jasmine introduced me to the law of attraction through giving me a book called The Secret.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Which I didn't get it in. Very funny story there, but I didn't get a chance to read the book itself. But I did watch the movie and heard the saying again and again: law of attraction, which then led me to look it up, and I came across Abraham Hicks.
It's the truth, though. It's like you know. It's funny. I when I first started with the art, I was just painting, and it just kept on coming. And then when I changed my direction, trying to do something else and still do it, it kind of died out. Now it's just that's what the energy was out there. Now I'm back painting, and it's starting to come back, but it hiccuped. But I needed to change that direction for that moment because it was an opportunity. But like, my wife is saying that she mentioned Abraham Hicks in the chat last night. So weird, but it just you just start pushing and everything will come. That's Lisa. Yeah, that's my wife.
Oh, hi, Lisa.
I think you guys are going to get on a T. What's going on with Renita, with the girls and everyone? It's going to be on there coming up soon or whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna, I'm gonna talk to Nita, and then we'll go ahead and lay it out.
On there. She doesn't want to come. She hates to be on camera, but maybe we'll get her on there.
Yeah, she needs to be, because we are a team with the anxiety queens.
That's right. I think it'd be good for you guys, actually. You're very similar. Yeah.
Thank you, CC. I don't know how to use the comments, but I'm in a very happy relationship, CC. But I appreciate the comment. Thank you.
Oh,
you mean the compliment?
Yeah, she said that I'm handsome and I should be on the dating game, but I'm in a very happy relationship.
Aww, Edgar.
And he's Gary Owen of Laughing as well. I bet you can imitate him pretty good. Remember Gary Owen from Laughing? It's Laughing.
Yeah.
Good voice, buddy. I thought I had a good announcer voice, but man, you killed me all day long. That's it.
Well, I really do appreciate having the opportunity to speak with everyone, and I want to thank Bobby Joe for making the
Tell everyone said
introduction
hello.
between me and Tommy. So thank you, Bobby Joe.
And brother, give me
Jasmine,
your number. We'll stay in touch. You guys stay in touch.
by all means.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tommy, please feel free to give my number out.
I certainly will, and we'll make sure we stay in touch. I'm
man.
already like
All
running
friends
through
now.
my mind on future conversations and things, and you definitely lend a very
Listen, I'm telling you,
interesting perspective to a lot of these conversations, especially with your ability to speak through when having what I mean, things come through you. So it's interesting. It's almost, it's like, wow, there's amazing people on this planet, and this channel's been amazing, because I would never know that people like yourself were out here, and we're shopping at the same grocery stores, we're riding the trains, we're doing this stuff together, and you have a third eye. It's like a third eye. I have a couple of different eyes in here, and I believe definitely in that third eye, and that out of body experience to see where you're going and things of that nature. So there's gonna be some topics that we definitely want to utilize your professionalism. I definitely appreciate your humbleness and your coming on here and this conversation. It's been fantastic, very relaxing and enjoying. Anytime, man.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
I appreciate the opportunity.
All the best to you and your family, and all the best to you and your wife.
Thank you.
You and your relationship.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Awesome.
Take care.
Thank you. It's awesome.
Peace,
Bye-bye.
my brother.
All right.
That's it. All right, what are we doing? Is this the final?
This is it. This is the slow stroll to the door, y'all. So listen. So we still do have the one, the only Donnie on here as well. So we want to make sure,
What's that, my brother?
Donnie, you have the patience of Job, and you have an award-winning smile and canter about yourself. I must also express, your presence is definitely something that's not being looked past. I'll tell you. When I'm on the channel, I constantly check on you. I'm constantly checking on you because you're right there. You're right there in the pocket, and it's individuals like yourself that add to the love and to the joy of life. And so I want you to remember, and I know that you know a lot. You're already very confident about yourself, but I'm always one to give takeaways, and I love getting takeaways too. But when I see a gem, I want to rub that stone, and I want to take a little bit of the power away, and I also want you to go away as powerful, even more so than before you entered this room. So, all the best. Feel free always to come back on. You surprised me this evening, because I said to my wife, I said, there was an interesting fellow came on last night, or interesting young lady. I don't know. I remember you said, yeah, person. Good. There's an interesting person who came on last night, and inside that person is a very charismatic, very equipped person to
What is that?
assist in this channel. And it's a thrill to have you, and believe me, if I was a farmer, I know how to work a hoe, and so take it easy. Work it. No, sorry about this.
You tried.
I know how to work a hoe.
You tried.
But I really would like for you to be a staple on here periodically, and giving some information and stuff like that. You're a fantastic person, and all the best to you. Have a wonderful night. And next time I come on, feel free to go ahead and pop in as well. Every time. Makes my day.
Thank you very much, Tommy. I appreciate all that.
You got it, pal.
Wait, what did you say?
Hopefully you can wear those dresses that you have in the closet.
Oh yeah, you'll see me in feminine mode at some point.
Fantastic.
Yeah, man, go for it, brother.
Need help, go ahead and you can ask me too, because I swear it'll be nice to have someone who's wearing a dress on the panel.
Okay. I'll I don't know when the next one is. I'll try to and I'll make a point to look nice for it.
Fantastic. You got a great hairline too, by the way.
I'll actually next
Oh, thank
time
you.
if you wear a dress, I'll wear a dress with you. I'm a tomboy. I don't even wear a dress. I'll wear a dress.
Okay.
Together.
Yep.
That'll be great.
Well, I'd have to go back to I'd have to go back in time. Let me see. The last time I had a dress on, let's see, that would be probably when I was in 5th grade, and I was going trick or treating with Wendy, and I wore her brownie outfit, and she wore my football gear, and we had gone frolicking into the streets looking for sweets. But you know what? I'll tell you, welcome aboard. Great energy. I'm going to hold you to it. We'll see you the next time. You know what? Also, do me a favor and email me when you get a chance, Donnie. Okay, so that I can communicate and kind of give you a heads up on what we're talking about and see if that's something you're down with, and really put you on the agenda.
Yeah, sure. I'll drop you an email.
Fantastic. You're good people. Have a wonderful night and enjoy the rest of your week, Donnie.
See you,
Thank you
Donnie.
very much, Tommy.
See you,
Thank
pal.
you. Good night, everybody.
You got it.
Good
All the
night.
best.
Good night. Have a great one.
Bye. Donnie's
And we're
awesome.
down to the three. The three amigo and Migat.
Donnie is the best.
Yes, very nice guy.
Well,
Yeah,
Marco, you're the best too. So is Tommy. And
Thank you, Hope.
Edgar. Everybody was awesome. I loved it. Positive people.
Good.
Is always the way to go. And
That is the way to go.
You make people have a little spot of just comfort, just to chill and talk and share.
I'm always here.
No
Listen,
judgment.
honestly, it's all good. I mean, it's just I love helping people.
Yeah.
That's the bottom. I sincerely love helping people. I mean, it's honestly, I wish I could have been the therapist or whatever, Dr. Phil, whatever you want to call it, but I couldn't get through school. But I do it as much as I can as a human being and to one another, and that's it. It's just I'm a passionate guy. I can raise my voice in 2 seconds, but it's harmless. It's mostly yelling at myself or whatever, and then I'm sweet as pie. But it's passion, pure passion. It's I try and give love to everybody.
Thank you.
That
girl.
I try.
The thing about you is that you really are just a very cool person as well, and that's a good thing. So, and it shows your heart, and I love that.
Thank you.
I can tell people's heart by just the aura, like the way, like.
Yep.
Everyone is positive, even literally the people on the chat. They're just everything is positive, and I love it, and I'm thankful to have met everybody, and just not physically, but this way still.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the thing is what we got people, what are they spinning plates over there? What's happening? It's
it's not me.
No, I no.
Is it you?
Is that your way, Mike?
No, it's not me. I don't know who it is. So anyway, but the thing but the thing is that I really do like helping everybody. And that's it. But I gotta say, Hope, the thing is that when you're relaxed, and it's like, don't get. I don't want to. I don't want to assume of what you can do and what you can't do, because that's not fair to you. But
not now. No, thank you.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Yeah, but like, I don't know what could, like. You know what? I'll tell you this with Lisa, before she got, and I'm not encouraging to get, when nature calls, if you meet somebody and you want to have a family, whatever. But when she was pregnant, her hormones obviously changed.
Or anything. It's just like me adding to the combo. That's what it is. Like,
oh no, I know. But it popped in my head that
no. Believe me, this is just me trying
for the chat, for the people.
With the chat, just like the way you're here right now. You're not single, right? But you're
I'm
here,
not who?
right? I said you're not single, but you're here having the just basically having the convo, right?
Yes, yes. No, what I was
doing the same thing basically. We're
yeah.
just doing the same stuff.
I'm just talking, but I was talking about the anxiety. Lisa's anxiety went down when she was pregnant, I remember, and when she was having the kids because the hormone levels were all. And afterwards, it kind of diminished a little bit because everything realigned itself. I guess it was just for her, and I just thought it really has no relevance to this, but it does in a sense. Uh, it's just. Oh, thank you, Cece. It's very sweet of you, and I appreciate that. Uh, but the thing is that I remember that, and I don't know why. I'll spew stuff out that really have no. It's like fragments, like shotgun blast, but it's like something triggers it, and that's what I'm doing as I'm putting my foot in my mouth right now.
You actually, I mean, you honestly, in a way, people who actually live with the person who is going through anxiety is more qualified, I think, than a doctor who just read a book about it. I mean, if you think about it,
agree with you.
You are really going through it every single day with that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the symptoms, all the ins and outs. So I get it. I really think that maybe one day I'll get to Lisa's point and be a little bit more together.
Well,
I think I'm doing okay now.
If anything that I, as a layman and someone who's not inside of you, I would say that, word track, maybe. I don't know if that works. I mean, people used to say to me, Michael, say this. I'm like, kiss off. I don't want to listen to your stuff. But it's just, I don't know. It's like the next time that you're in that moment or moments or what have you, whether it be smaller, and it's a, figure out how to break that pattern. Like, all right, like, for example, when you were talking about with Daisy, right? You need that hug, that interaction, that what have you, that breaks that pattern, that for whatever that thought process is at that moment. And maybe in different scenarios, maybe there's something that only you can figure out on what might break that pattern. Because if you interrupt the pattern, it's like an electric current, right? If you shut off the circuit, well, it goes nowhere.
Yeah.
It just stops, and then you turn it back on, and the current goes again. So it's like, it's like with my kids, they're freaking out, whatever, they're being the target of each other, whatever it may be. You got to break that pattern. You break that pattern, and if you break it, if you do it with enough intensity, it will stop it. And then another pattern will start, and maybe that next pattern is a more positive one than the one before. And I don't know if that would work or not. It's just what's coming to me.
Everything is worth trying, in life.
Yeah.
You have to lose, right? So I'm.
And listen, you always
much.
got people to fall back on, your immediate family, your friend, the important ones that only you know.
Oh yeah.
True that. All right, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Well, listen,
Thank
hugs
you.
to everybody. Virtual, obviously, because we're
We
all in
will be
different parts
back
of the country
with more interesting content. Thank you so much. I'm sure that hopefully you all enjoyed the show just as much as we did. Again, Tommy, Mike, Hope, wishing everybody a wonderful evening. Everybody take care. God bless. Stay masked up. Stay safe.
Everyone down there. Thank you for the
peace, everybody.
vibes.
Drive that
All
positive.
right. Positive vibes.
Talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
All right. How do I click this thing?
Hey.